Hey, it's Kate from Venison for Dinner. I'm so glad you're joining me here today. It is summer solstice, and I didn't even think about that till about an hour ago. What time is it right now? It's 9 p.m. But we live in northern BC, Canada, and it doesn't get dark until like 10:30 or so right now. I was in the bath, it's been a day, and my husband's like, hey, there's finally a break in the pouring rain. You should go film that garden tour you need to film. So my oldest Mac was still reading in bed, the other 3 are asleep, and Mac is gonna help me do a garden tour video right now. Show you everything that's going on right now. And it's pretty exciting. Since I did a garden tour last, there's so many more things growing. We are eating different things. Things are blooming, things are sprouting. It's spring in the north. I guess it's actually summer now. So what do we have here, Mac?
Well, we have...
What is this?
The kitchen garden.
This is the kitchen garden. This is right outside our kitchen.
We've got flowers, we've got potatoes over there, we've got corn.
Well, let's start from one side to the other.
Okay.
So we have dahlias and kale right here. We have different flowers and such right here. There's this borage is gonna bloom soon, and there's other ones coming up.
Then we got
lettuce. Lettuce is there. We've got carrots and flowers there. I'm trying a different variety of carrots. There's also lots of weeds.
Peas here and then beans.
There wasn't great germination on the peas. I think we should fill in a bunch of the holes with more peas since we have more.
Yeah, and then we have
green beans. I think those are the speedy green bean they're called.
Then right here is our corn.
Our corn, which my husband tells me it's a waste of time for us to grow corn in the north, but we try anyways.
Is this one or is... Yeah,
I think this is just barley here.
Okay, that's corn.
We may not have had great germination because we've had frost and wicked weather. But we'll get what we get. We won't get upset, right?
And here's potatoes.
These ones are planted quite late. But there's some coming up. Wait till you see our other potato patch. These are just 2 varieties that a friend gave me.
Yep.
I wanted to try.
Then here are tomatoes that are...
They got a brutal frost. We got a June 15th frost. We lost a bunch of these tomatoes.
And there's more beans over there.
These are zucchinis. They didn't die in the frost.
Yeah.
But the tomatoes did. There's flowers. What flowers are these?
I don't know.
Candy cane. I think these are Cosmo. Cosmo's in here, and these are yellow green beans, or yellow beans.
Is that rhubarb?
No, that's Swiss chard. These are lettuces that I planted from starts I had done. So we have spinach, kale, romaine. This is called Coastal Star Romaine. It's my favorite. This is Alkindus. It has really bad germination. This is some green leafy lettuce a friend gave us. And here we have some onions. So we have lettuce all over the garden. We are always planting new successions of it. So like over here, I just planted out a new succession of lettuce, and when I planted it out, I also planted seeds. And then we have like nasturtiums, a calendula, such easy direct seed flowers, even in our cold growing season, because we are a zone 3 garden here. Should we go show them the greenhouse?
Yep.
And you know what, Buckaroo? I saw some ripe strawberries. So our sour cherry tree has so many little sour cherries. I hope we get a decent crop.
We could make some ice cream.
We can make sour cherry ice cream. That sounds good.
Ooh, delicious.
So in our greenhouse, how about I help you out there, bud?
I can grab those 2.
Yeah, there's 2 there. We'll each have one. This is a hanging basket I got from Mother's Day that's done really well. And where we live, fruit is not easy to grow. So these are a hard-won victory. So, I'm just going to put it out there right away. Yes, this is what plant you think it is. It's legal to grow here in BC. I think 4 plants a household. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We are growing them for their aphid repelling qualities.
What are they?
They're technically called marijuana. But Daddy and I have no... What's that growling?
Piglets.
Are they out?
No, it's coming from there. Gets me
Sounds very close. Okay, so Daddy and I have no intentions of smoking it like some people do. We're growing it because it's supposed to repel aphids, and we had wicked aphids in here last year. But you can also use the buds and infuse them, or the leaf, and infuse it in oil, and it's a really good topical pain cream for sore muscles and joints. So we have kale and lettuce that we've been having loads of salads off of these. Mac just shoves in his mouth. Soon, there's some varieties are starting to bolt. Like I already pulled all the spinach from here. We have some pretty leggy looking romaine. There's carrots. That's the alkindus. It's a lot lighter in here.
Do you think one of the carrots would be ready to pick?
No, I don't think they're ready yet, sweetie pie.
I really want a carrot.
Tomatoes, basil, self-seeded marigold, peas, and the peas are starting to flower. I'm not sure if we're actually going to get peas in here or if it's going to get too hot in here for peas, but we planted these like the end of April with good hopes. So more tomatoes, basil. At the back of these two, there's like these little baby squashes, melons, sorry, because I figured I was going to be pulling out the peas and then the melons could do their thing. Scallions, more kale. Interesting how kale. We had a cutworm in here, a couple cutworms, and they got into some of these pretty brutal. Peppers.
You're not doing as many as last year.
Oh no, most of the peppers are out in the cold frame, remember?
Oh, right.
More tomatoes, basil, cucumbers, peppers.
Here's where I found peaches.
Peaches?
The kitten.
Oh right, the cat left a kitten in here one time. Okay, let's go show them the cold frame.
And
So it's pretty fun. This hanging basket is throwing off loads of runners. We're getting so many plants off of this. So many strawberries. I'm really impressed with this hanging basket. Okay, should we show them the the cold frames?
Is there anything I have to eat in that one yet?
Nothing to eat in the cold frames yet. Oh. So in these we have more basil, melons, cucumbers, that sort of thing. That broke.
Yeah.
So we have kind of like one of each variety that we have of cucumbers, melons, squashes, zucchinis, just to see how they do in here. And then at the other end, it's all peppers. I'm not going to bother opening, it's just pepper plants. This is our herb bed. We don't mow our lawn, by the way. Ticks aren't an issue where we live, so we don't have to mow the lawn for ticks. I'll actually electric fence this soon, and the cow will graze it. Mac is hunting for some asparagus. Maybe if we kept it weeded, it'd be easier to see asparagus.
Yesterday I found one this long right hidden in there.
Nice.
It was delicious.
So we have huge things of tarragon, oregano, mint, and what's really exciting is and always lots of chives. Did you find one? Oh, I want asparagus. In our Zone 3 garden,
is that one
this
big enough?
mint and such, and
Is that
the
big
tarragon and oregano overwintered with no help. I cut them back to harvest them, just left them, and they came back. Give me some asparagus.
Is this one big enough?
No, it's not big enough yet.
Oh.
I'll split it with you. Ooh, give me the top.
I know. I like the bottom.
So none of us really like store-bought asparagus.
I think the bottom's sweet.
Homegrown is amazing though. So we've been eating lots of fresh herbs and apple trees. Are there any little baby apples yet? Kind of really tiny baby ones.
Oh, all the cherries on this one.
Cherries. Here is a tiny strawberry bed. I just wanted to keep this variety separate, is why it's here. And flowers. These perennial anemones are at the end of their life, but they're one of my favorites. Over here, and these are actually raised beds. You can't even see the wood. There's so many. I need to weed whack around here. The garlic is doing lovely. There's about 150 bulbs here. We've been eating lots of spinach. I've been pulling out stuff as it starts to bolt and just feeding it to the pigs. Like this stuff's pretty close to just being pig food. These peas got slammed by a cutworm too. Kale at the end.
We have blueberries.
Little teeny baby blueberry plants. That's why there's other things planted in here, just taking advantage of the space. Oh, actually, bud. So here's some that started to go to seed. We can just pull it and give it to the pigs.
Yep. I've been just pulling dandelions from grass and throwing it through a hole on
These guys need to get into a bigger pen. This electric did not work. It worked for a bit and then it stopped. We have another electric pen that is just all in progress. We kind of got really set back when we ended up at Children's Hospital with one of our other sons, and it just kind of mentally set us back on a lot of projects, as well as time-wise. So another strawberry variety up here, and lots of little baby strawberries. So fun. Should we go down to the big garden?
Yeah.
You gonna ride your bike? Another fun thing that was happening today is my husband is working on a little chicken pen. We have a lot of predators here. And this is the old chicken run that was just falling apart, and it was huge. Like, you could see where it went, but it was falling apart and it was huge. And so he's just making one smaller pen, because we also have a lot less chickens. Like, we have like 10 chickens, laying chickens. So this is going to be their Fort Knox, like completely sealed wire and metal roofing and such, so they can safely go out without us having to worry about locking them in, because it's hard when it's light out so late in summer. You end up like trying to chase chickens in at night. My hope is that we can do a smaller pen, like here or something, a bigger pen, but that's not Fort Knox, that they can just be out in during the day sometimes, and then we just chase them back in.
I want to say something.
What's up?
Half of why the chicken coop broke is because, well, it's not Flair's fault, but we leaned on a post and the whole thing collapsed.
Well, that's because they were just rotting.
Yeah.
It wasn't your fault.
Me and my friend just leaned on it, and then the whole thing came crashing down like boom.
And it was really bad wire. Like, this wire can be easily ruined by predators.
Yeah, dog.
Like, our dog can get holes in it. He's using a lot sturdier wire. So, super excited about this. Lead the way, Macaru.
Yeah. Be careful, there's a bike hitting me.
I see that bike, yeah. It looks a little worse for wear.
I almost tripped on it grabbing Rowan earlier.
So down to our main garden, which is mostly potatoes, but other fun things too. Oh, can you bike through that hole? What do you do? Or do you just swap bikes?
Swap bikes.
Just swap bikes. I have this little area penned in. This is our hay barn, and our haying equipment is here. We just can scooch through this here. But this is where our milk cow is right now, eating down all the grass around the haying equipment, which is very handy. And also I found a trike the other day that I didn't know was there because she ate down around it. So very handy to have portable lawnmowers. You can see her down there. What's your favorite place down there? Now you just swap bikes?
Yep.
Oh, and there's even a bike on the other side of this gate, although this gate opens easily. I know our potatoes are getting huge. We're going to need to hill them soon. Open the gate for me, rascal. So, from this garden, there's our house. We come down. This is a hayfield that's being rejuvenated. So right now it's got a huge forage blend mix. I don't know if we're going to rotationally graze it this year. We actually leased this field and another field and that field in the back to a farmer friend. He pays us in hay because we don't need this many fields, and he pays us in hay, and then it doesn't cost us anything to feed our milk cow. We can just feed her in the hay we're paid with. So that's really fun because we have more space than we need there. So the straw's waiting at the top for when we what, Mac?
For what are you talking
We
about?
hill the potatoes. There we go.
Yes.
So we apparently didn't actually finish planting these squashes out.
Yeah, I never really got this finished.
I know, we forgot to bring a shovel down. And we have space if we wanted to get more cucumber plants. But here we planted out a bunch of ones. A couple of them we bought, most of them we grew. Squashes, cucumbers, a couple melons. I don't know how these will do, but we had them. So we planted them. Yep, we bought a couple pumpkin plants. We'll see how they do.
Last year we had a big pumpkin plant.
So this weedy mess is our carrot patch, but until the carrots are bigger, we kind of just have to ignore it, because if we tried to weed it right now, we would just also weed carrots.
Hey, there's a carrot here. There's a big one.
I don't think so. I think that's a weed. There's some cows in there right now too, you can see them. Anyways, the potatoes look a lot nicer, although there is a couple bad patches in them. We have 17 rows of potatoes.
Yes.
You left your shirt down here, Mac.
Oh.
We discovered this spring that seed potatoes were in high demand. So we decided to plant a few rows extra potatoes. I think we planted about 10 or 12 rows last year. To sell more seed potatoes next spring because we have the root cellar space, and they sold for more a pound than we could sell eating potatoes, and we have the space to store them. So we are going to do that again. And some of them are getting really big. We've been doing so good keeping on top of the weeds this year too. Last year it was brutal. We had wicked weeds.
I'm doing way better than Ham.
And so, yes, Mac has rows and Ham has rows, and you can tell whose are whose.
Yeah.
So these ones were planted a bit sooner is why they're bigger. We have a wheel hoe. Where's the wheel hoe? Do you want to get the wheel hoe and show us, Mac?
Oh yeah, I'll weed.
Mac, you can show us the wheel hoe. This is our strawberry row, but where there's empty holes, I put like different brassicas, cabbages, cauliflower, broccoli. Yeah. So they wheel hoe between the row, and then they get the Dutch hoe and they do around the plants. Do this when it's hot weather, not before a rain. If you do this before a rain, your weeds might just re-root themselves. But it's an easy way. If you do this when the weeds are little, you go back and forth. We do kind of 2 or 3 passes between each row.
Yeah.
This is a Haas brand wheel hoe. My grandma bought this for my sister and I, and we share it. These are the sweeps attachment. There's many attachments you can get for them. We just use the sweeps, and it's been a great tool for keeping the garden weeded.
And it's fun.
It's fun too. I find it fun as well. And here's some cows. This is a mama cow that belongs to a friend of ours. This black one, that steer, is ours. No, that's a steer. I see a pecker. Does it look like the heifer? No, I see a pecker. And then we have a speckled park steer. He's white and black. He looks really neat. The kids may have picked him because they want his hide.
Yeah, we want to turn it into like a bed, like a playroom rug.
Yeah, well, you know what? I bought a tanning course on how to tan hides. I'll link it below, this tanning course.
For who?
Well, we can do it together. And it suggested that we start with smaller hides.
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. There's all sorts of small hides. We could do it with like a rabbit if you get us a rabbit. I guess the snowshoe hares aren't really out right now.
No.
We could get something like a sheep hide from the abattoir. Manfred would give us a hide.
Yeah.
And we could learn. It's a lot of work. But
you think they'd have meat rabbits that they bring?
I don't think they do butcher rabbits.
Why not?
I don't think the abattoir does rabbits. Do you want to show us the other things that are growing down here, bud?
Okay.
So we planted these strawberries last year. It's one of the first YouTube videos we did. We need to weed these a bit better right now.
Yep. Right now we got peas along here. We have this new type of kale. It's supposed to grow super tall.
I think it's called walking stick kale.
Yeah.
Freya planted a few seeds. Where are they? Oh, there's one there.
And there's one on the other side.
There's one on. Oh yeah, one there. So we'll see how they do.
They're going to grow taller than.
So we have peas. We have romaine. That same. Maybe this is not coastal star. Maybe this one's called green towers. Iceberg lettuce, and then on this side we have spinach, and then down here we have Brussels sprouts, cabbage, broccoli. I'm super excited for our strawberries. We planted them last year. We have so many flowers, so many runners. This patch is expanding like you wouldn't believe. There's also lots of weeds, but that's okay. There's going to be weeds. There's always going to be weeds. You know what? If there wasn't weeds, it probably means that I'm using some sort of pesticides, and I'm quite happy to see weeds. This is where we're working on a electric fence for the pigs. The electric part is not working so great right now. Our solar charger is not happy.
Electric isn't. It's gonna be so fun when they're like giant pigs.
Yeah, so our plan, we disked this. It's hard to tell that we disked this below the slack line. And we planted a cover crop in there. And we're hoping that the pigs are going to just tear up this whole space, and then we're going to take down all these trees, and this is where we're going to expand our garden to, because as our family expands, so does our need for
potatoes.
More potatoes, more garden.
Just potatoes.
More everything.
We need more potatoes and carrots and lettuce.
Yeah.
Potatoes and carrots are the thing that can store better, though.
Well, lots of broccoli, too. And you guys are all starting to like sauerkraut as well.
I don't like sauerkraut still.
You eat a little bit of it.
Tiny little bit. Is there anything else I could eat for vitamin C?
Sauerkraut is one of your best vitamin C's.
What is that steer doing?
Who knows? Is that a steer? I think we should head up to the house now, Rascal.
Already?
Already? We toured the whole garden.
Huh, I think we have one more.
Where?
No, that doesn't really count as a garden. That's just a small box of lettuce.
Oh, your garden?
At the clubhouse.
I'd love to see it. Did your peas grow or did they die?
They started growing and I haven't checked on them in a bit.
Well, let's go check out your lettuce. The kids have a clubhouse and they planted lettuce there because they wanted to have lettuce to snack on.
Yeah.
Let's show them how the cover crop in the pig pen is growing up really well too. We also planted a cover crop in our pig pen. Marius cut out a panel to...
Keep your eyes along the fence. That's where we found queen boletes.
You found queen boletes along here?
Yeah.
So this is what's stumping us. I think the battery might be dead in this. But this cover crop of brassicas is growing up so well. I'm really excited about this. Okay, show me your lettuce. Let's go up there.
Okay. You go that way.
Okay, all right. You saw the kitchen garden and around the house. Oh, hey, we never went in the berry garden. But this is the kids' clubhouse. It was a garden shed that we didn't use. How does your lettuce look? Like it needs a water? We have a few fruit trees that have never really done anything. They were here when we bought the place.
I'm watering it. I collect water from this random pots.
What lettuce is this?
A type of tespera.
Do you want some different lettuce seeds, sweetie pie?
I like them.
Pardon me?
Yeah?
Why don't we get you some different lettuce seeds to plant?
What's wrong with these ones?
Well, they look like they're not doing so great. Are they inside your clubhouse?
Yeah.
Okay, see how they're really long and leggy?
Yeah.
It's because they're not getting enough natural light. They need to be out where they get light.
Okay. Well, we could put them on here.
Yep, leave them on your picnic table. Mac made this picnic table. So this is their clubhouse. It's really hard for adults to get in.
We have a pool.
And they also have like a... Let's see if I can show you this here. See, so they have a stash of firewood for when they have a burn.
We have a fire pit right there.
Right there where the grass is quite tall right now.
Yes.
I think I can get in. Is this your trap door?
No. It's not true.
Well, do you pull it up? I'd say that's called a trap door. I can climb in. Oh, so they have all their notebooks hanging up here for their summer camp for different kids. They have a hammock. They've got all sorts of stolen supplies.
What do you mean?
Like this table and chairs.
Those! You never used those chairs and that table. It was in the unusable shed that you guys never take anything from, so us kids just take all sorts of stuff from.
Okay, they got a cow head.
That's a pig. Zoe drew it.
No, I'm talking about the cow head.
Oh, yeah, the picture, that's
And
a
then
pig.
there's a pig that their cousin drew. It's pretty neat in here.
Yeah.
I think we better get you some different lettuce seeds, though.
And then we got this. It's hard to read. Let me click.
It's pretty neat. Why
Yep.
don't we go pick you out some lettuce seeds?
Yep. We got some peas that Tess planted. Haven't been really on top of the weeds, though.
You mean you haven't weeded at all? Let's show them the raspberry garden. The berry garden, quick, bud. Ooh, take your life in your hands going in there.
Oh, yeah, here's one.
I had this flat of half-dead pea starts, and I gave it to my niece and let her plant it here. So she just planted it right.
There's another one.
Kind of put holes in the grass.
There's another one. Yeah, they're not.
Let's show them the berry garden.
Yeah.
It looks like I need to redo some of the twine.
Yeah. I knew we had another garden.
Yeah, you were right.
Yes.
We can go in this way.
This one.
Oh, we're going in this way?
The hascaps are almost ready.
Yeah, the hascaps, which are like my
They're
least
turning.
favorite berry ever. They're
See?
starting to turn. Oh, I see some here.
Oh, here's a ripe one.
Are we gonna call that ripe?
Yeah, that's ripe. They don't.
What does it taste like?
They're always sour, but they're satisfying.
So here's my rhubarb. This year I kind of crazy separated my rhubarb. Everywhere you see weeds is actually rhubarb. Just need some help. It looks like I need to redo some of my twine broke where I had my berries.
Did you take a video of doing the twine?
Yeah, we did, but that was just our insiders club.
Ah,
So I need to redo some of these. Where the plants got too heavy, I think I didn't use something strong enough. Here's some more raspberries. And last year we had an awful crop. So I'm hoping this year we have a bumpin' crop of raspberries.
Full of ants, that's why.
Oh, just right here there's an ant's nest where you're standing.
No, it's not where I'm standing. We know where it is.
Let's go pick your lettuce seeds.
Hey, there's a raspberry plant growing right there.
Anyways, these garden beds are just so badly with weeds, I just covered them with old tarps to try and kill them.
The ant nest is over in that corner right there.
Okay. Let's go pick lettuce seeds. And then it's time for bed.
Okay.
I think I saw another ripe haskap.
I know, I picked that one.
No, over here I saw one.
Oh!
Did you find one?
Look at these. They don't, that's the color they actually turn.
It just never tastes good.
Maybe.
Oh! This one was not ripe. Oh, that was not good.
They never taste right.
Maybe if you left them longer, they would get ripe.
I found a bright blue one that tasted awful.
Okay, I think it's supposed to be dark blue, that's why.
And I found dark blue. They're like dark. And they don't taste good at all. I can't believe some people grow farms with like thousands of haskap berries.
I know, some people love haskaps. To each their own.
Us, we have that one to eat.
Yes, we're hoping for lots of raspberries and strawberries. And blueberries.
We can't eat, it's hard in zone 3 where you can't grow a lot of berries. On South Spring, you could have tons of strawberries, peaches, nectarines, apples, raspberries.
You know what?
Blueberries this big.
We're working on it. We're going to have lots of strawberries. We're going to plant a massive patch, even bigger.
I was thinking like we could make like a huge garden right there.
I like the way you think. Maybe not this year.
I know, but there's like flat
But what if we made a garden there? How would Uncle Adrian get to the hayfield?
We could make a small garden here. I know, that's where Rowan likes to play.
This also floods at times of year, so it's probably not a good plan.
Yeah, it all floods. Then we'll like make trails in the ice and then race boats on them.
Are you getting eaten alive by mosquitoes right now? I am.
I'm not. I get used to them. I just scratch mine to death and they go away.
Okay. For Mac, we picked some Crispino lettuce, which is the iceberg that was down at the main garden. We haven't had it as big heads yet, but the thinnings so far have been amazingly crunchy, crispy, hold up to a nice Caesar salad or ranch dressing. Unlike most mesclun mixes and such, they don't hold up to a thick dressing. They can only handle something really light.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, Mac?
Next year I also want that lettuce that's in the greenhouse. Like it's so smooth.
It's pretty nice.
I love that one.
I've got some Cascade snap peas soaking to plant and fill in those holes tomorrow. I keep meaning to, and since I pulled out the seeds for Mac, I just grabbed those too.
What holes?
Where there was no peas that germinated.
Oh, yeah.
And Mac's eating himself an apple, and we are going to head to bed. Say goodnight.
Night.